Alright guys, so when you left me yesterday I was basically grinding down the rough rust off these hubs. Let's see if you can see one there. So I was grinding off all the kind of real big gruesome stuff, and they actually turned out fantastic. I was really happy with them. I got the brake carriers done, and then today so far I've got three painted on the back side, which is the majority, let's say. And then the front side, then once that's dry, I'll flip them over. I'll be able to access some of the back components as they spin around. Having them off the car is fantastic because you can actually, what I've been doing is like that one there, I've placed it in the vise and now I can actually spin it as I'm painting it. A vise also. I just got this vise, but I've always had pretty bad ones in the past. But even a bad one is an amazing addition to a toolbox or a shed or a garage or whatever. It's just invaluable. So anyway, I just got these painted, and they just turned out absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really happy with them. I did paint over this mating surface here, not on this one, but on that one. And I did paint over where the bracket for holding the brake carrier is. But I don't actually think it's going to be an issue. First of all, if I wanted to, I can grind them back in a couple of seconds with a bit of sandpaper. But I don't think it's going to make any kind of throw out or anything like that. Now, I won't be painting the face, obviously, where the disc mounts up, because that might actually have a genuine effect on in and out play. These are really dusty, so that's why they're looking flat, but you can see how this is all kind of coming together for this kind of OEM stock look, and then the engine also has that OEM stock look. And as such, I think the car is going to actually be quite nice when it's done. The struts, or the shocks, whatever way you want to phrase them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. There's two options. There's a Coney SRT or STR shock, which is coming in at around €210 for the pair. Alternatively, I can get a set of Bilstein B8s for approximately about 350 or about 350, 330 for the pair of them. Now, I've always been a Bilstein B8 fan, but I was hoping to not have to buy these shocks for another year or two, but things have been forced that direction. So, do I go for the Coneys or do I go for the Bilsteins? I don't know yet, but that's just one thing to worry myself about. So yeah, that's the build side of it so far. It's been a nice little project, this part of it. The kind of painting and everything. Now, I hate painting, but it has been a nice little distraction for things to do with the lockdown, with being trapped in the house and everything like that. Now, it occurred to me, I'm very lucky here. I have a big enough garden space here to work in, shed filled with stuff, so when it rains I can come in. It hasn't been raining so far, but when it does rain I can come in and do some work in here. But I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys are doing for entertainment during the lockdown period. I can only imagine that if you didn't have the space and you didn't have anything at home, let's say you were living in an apartment or something like that, it could be quite tough. It could be quite hard. I imagine it's a lot of surfing the internet and stuff like that. But look at, and I obviously there's very extreme cases in other countries, in third world countries, where things are totally different. But for us lucky Westerners, I imagine our difficulties are what to do with our time. That we're off for. I think ideally the ideal thing to do is pick a goal, something quite big, or little tasks, but that lead to a bigger ending. So like the likes of having this car here. If I didn't have the restoration project at the moment, I think I'd be quite frustrated. Like I've gotten a lot of the gardening done already. Um, so if I didn't have something else to go along with that, so that I could do a little bit of gardening here and then go and do a little bit of the work on the restoration, I think I would be quite frustrated, quite down. Um, Potentially, I think I'd be distracted. Like the other day, the other day I had to go into town. Legitimate reason I had to go into town, and when I arrived in, my wife works because she works in a newsagent's or a convenience store in town. So she tells me all the time that it's packed, busy, and everything like that. People aren't really doing the lockdown thing so seriously. Um, but I didn't, I sort of knew already. When I went into town, it was just like an ordinary day in town. Now we're on national lockdown here in Ireland, so people aren't meant to go out of their house unless they have grocery shopping and everything like that. Um, but when I went into town, there was first of all there was no parking in a lot of places, which is crazy, that's we're in a small town. Like the no parking side of things is an issue on a busy day, but not every day in this town. But yesterday, it was no parking available. Um, Town busy, just people walking around, everything like that. It was quite bizarre, considering that the guards, our police force, were stopping people going into the industrial estate, so in the industrial areas, making sure that they had work papers and reasons to be going into work. Um, Legitimate, essential work to be carried out, and yet you can go around the town and it's packed busy. And to give you a comparison, I know what the town should be like. I live in the town for the most part, just not at the moment. And I know what the town should be like when there isn't footfall, when there isn't people walking around, and it should be empty. The streets should be empty, really. No cars at all, essentially. There's residentials that park around the place, but you're talking every fifth or sixth parking space might be a residential person. All the rest of them are empty or people visiting the town. So it's a bit crazy in town. A bit crazy that people are not kind of taking it as seriously as they should. But I kind of understand it. I'm lucky from where I am with having all of these distractions. I think a lot of what has people in town is reaching out to kind of just see, even just the seeing of other people might be enough. Not even the talking to, but maybe it's a case of wanting to do little tasks to keep themselves busy, which I can understand. But you would think that they should, heed the advice of the government, stay indoors and find something inside of that. But maybe they don't have these hobbies, or they don't have the I've had hobbies for years. I've been interested in a lot of different things, and a lot of I've always got different kind of goals and things going like that. So maybe that's the reason why it's not as difficult for myself to stay away from town and everything like that. I also work on my own. I'm a self-employed, so again, well used to being on my own. But I think that's what's going on. I think a lot of people are desperately looking for some kind of interaction with people, or the some kind of distraction from the boredom that is having to stay at home. But look, I can't judge, but I also don't think it's right that people are just going into town for these kind of when we're on lockdown, and when we're not meant to be. Guys, anyway, that was a bit of a ramble. I hope you enjoy just kind of general chit chat like that. If you do, let me know. Put a thumbs up, maybe, is all I need to know, just to know if you actually enjoy this kind of conversation. And seeing things from our perspective in Ireland, I'd love to hear what it's like, let's say in the UK where they're locked down, in Italy where they're locked down, I don't think, maybe in New York. Is New York locked down yet? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This video is going on about 10 minutes, and it was just me basically chit chatting. So I appreciate you watching this far. Thanks, and sure, look, I'll check in again tomorrow. Bye.